Hey, hi everybody, I'm Lada, and as long as I can remember, I have wanted to be a host. That's the only thing I ever wanted to do in life. People would ask me, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to be a host. And then I would go and ask people, well, how do I become a host? And they would say, well, you got to become a reporter, and then maybe you'll be an anchor eventually. I said, okay. So I became a reporter, and I became an anchor, and it was great. I mean, I talked to this person, and I talked to that person, and I got to travel the world, and it was really, really a nice career. But I really wasn't happy. I always just wanted to be a host. So, unfortunately, during this time, though I was unhappy, and I'm not going to say that's the only reason, but I did develop an eating disorder, bulimia. And then I was just praying to God, and I was saying, God, please give me some kind of a vehicle. Give me something that I can just sit there and talk to people, and people can see what a great host I am. And so I was walking into Kruger's, which is kind of like a Dwayne Reed, and I was getting some suntan lotion. And there in the corner, I will never forget, for $9.99 was a pink blow-up couch. And I was like, oh, that's it. Of course. Yes, I'll blow it up. I'll plop it down. I'll sit and talk to people. Fantastic. It'll be a great, great reel. It took me a while to actually do it, but I finally did. And I did. My first show was Central Park, and it was great. And I did shows here and there. And it really it was an extraordinary thing. And the extraordinary thing really was not actually when I was doing it. It was when I was actually looking at the footage, when I was editing it. These people would say the most amazing things. And as these people were saying these amazing things, I really realized the questions that I was asking people, I was really asking people, how do I be in this world? How do I be happy? What do I do? I just was, confused and unhappy. And the show, the couch show, truly saved my life. For instance, Santa Claus in Canada on Bloor Street, and he told me the secret to being happy.
Well, most people, I would think it's an emotion, but it's an attitude. And if you choose to be happy, you're just happy. And regardless of what your situation is.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Right.
It's just the choice to be happy.
Of course. It's an attitude. No one told me that. It didn't come in my manual. Did it come in yours? It's an attitude. Yes. So while I was working on my attitude, I was still asking other questions. And one of the other questions I would ask, I would say, how would you transform the world? How would you make this world a better place? And a 14-year-old kid in Greenwich, Connecticut told me how.
And I even thought of a new society we could create, that if everything was paid for by love, there would be no greed. Because if you paid for things by love, what need would you have to kill or hate? Because the only thing that you would have to, anybody could be rich just by loving someone else.
It's love, of course. Yes, can you imagine if we paid for everything in love? I would be like a billionaire 20 times over. Yes. So these ordinary people were telling me these extraordinary things that truly saved my life. It sounds corny, but they did. And it really doesn't matter where we are. It's really what the content of the show. Really people telling other people, how do we be in this world? And like my favorite saying in the world is, a miracle is a change in perspective. My perspective was changed. So please let the couch show change the world's perspective. The couch show. Bless.